starting to say, I never thought that voting for Trump 3 times would result in me losing tens of thousands of dollars. A beekeeper out of North Carolina says, yeah, I proudly voted for Trump all 3 times. I flew flags for him and put signs for him in the yard. But now I'm out tens of thousands of dollars due to lost federal funding and tariffs, so I cannot export my products, my honey and my wax, to other countries like I could before, and nobody's buying it in the United States. Hay producers in Idaho and Utah that export alfalfa hay to China are now seeing 135% tariffs put on their product, and all of a sudden, they don't have anywhere to ship it. They held it all winter in hopes of sending it off to China in the spring, and now China's not willing to buy. Soybean producers are once again being hit harder than they were in the first Trump administration, and China, for its part, has diversified where it pulls these products from, with Brazil becoming the #1 soybean exporter and other countries picking up the slack for honey, for beeswax, and for hay around the world. Now, China's doing a great.
Do you believe that President Trump of the United States of America took $20 billion and he gave to Argentina just to help to boost the economy of Argentina? And of course, their farmers were able to capitalize on that. And of course, they removed the export tariff that they had on. So that simply means that they are now able to export agricultural produce. And guess what? They are now a supplier of soybeans to China. $20 billion. Sometimes I think maybe it's a deliberate attempt by the president of America to stifle the people, to make the people, it cut across everybody, not just farmer, but in this case, that is a deliberate attempt to make the people stranded, bankrupt. Because how would a president go and pay, no, go and give $20 billion to farmers in Argentina? Why their farmers at home have been crying for bailout? They've been crying that this is just if he can only remove the tariff on China so that they can sell their soybeans to China. Even that alone is enough. That alone is enough for farmers. But that is not happening. It didn't remove the tariff from China. It didn't give them any bailout. Yet it was able to give 20 billion to Argentina president for the country to have a balanced economy. And of course, they are not supplying China what American farmers are praying for. They're desiring to just be able to sell soybeans because China is the highest buyer of their soybeans. Guys, does it add up? Does it make sense? Let's go check out a couple of videos I've put together for you guys. I want you guys to watch first so that we can come back. Then the conversation can begin because help me think about it. Am I exaggerating? Am I overreacting? It's unbelievable, right? That's the word. But let's go check out. Credit to our content in this video. I'll be right back.
This photo of a text between two Trump officials spells out exactly how Trump's $20 billion bailout to Argentina is hurting farmers in red states. Watch.
This photo taken by the Associated Press at the UN last week is amplifying concern. It appears to show a text message to Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent from BR, widely considered to be Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins. The message reads, "We bailed out Argentina yesterday, and in return, the Argentines removed their export tariffs on grains, reducing their price, and sold a bunch of soybeans to China at a time when we would normally be selling to China." The message refers to a potential $20 billion aid package from the Trump administration to help stabilize Argentina's economy. But after that aid package was announced, Argentina suspended its soybean export tax and immediately sold shiploads of soybeans to China, another blow to U.S. farmers. In the message sent to Bessent, BR says, "This gives China more leverage on us."
So we're going to make sure that our farmers are in great shape.
President Trump has suggested some money raised by tariffs could be used to help struggling farmers.
And Trump's big idea to help out these farmers is to do another bailout. But listen to what this Missouri farmer has to say about that. Watch.
I mean, it's crazy when you think about it. We put on tariffs, collect money, and then we take that money, which we've collected from American consumers, including farmers who buy imported goods. We take that money and give it to the industry that's been hurt by those very same tariffs. Seems to me that it would make a lot more sense to get rid of the middleman, drop the tariffs, and again, resume normal trade relations.
So let's recap. Trump bails out Argentina with our U.S. tax dollars. Argentina undercuts American farmers. China wins and rural America loses. Remind me again why they voted for this guy 3 times?
U.S. farmers are starting to regret their vote for Trump. From beekeepers to soybean to hay producers, all of them are starting to say, I never thought that voting for Trump 3 times would result in me losing tens of thousands of dollars. A beekeeper out of North Carolina says, yeah, I proudly voted for Trump all 3 times. I flew flags for him and put signs for him in the yard. But now I'm out tens of thousands of dollars due to lost federal funding and tariffs, so I cannot export my products, my honey and my wax, to other countries like I could before, and nobody's buying it in the United States. Hay producers in Idaho and Utah that export alfalfa hay to China are now seeing 135% tariffs put on their product, and all of a sudden, they don't have anywhere to ship it. They held it all winter in hopes of sending it off to China in the spring, and now China's not willing to buy. Soybean producers are once again being hit harder than they were in the first Trump administration, and China, for its part, has diversified where it pulls these products from, with Brazil becoming the #1 soybean exporter, and other countries picking up the slack for honey, for beeswax, and for hay around the world. Now, China's doing a great job diversifying, and the United States has relied on exports to China for so long that its farmers are going to just continue to suffer. Once again, the majority of them voted for Trump, and now they're finding out.
There's a whole lot of white people who are now upset that they voted for Trump. So I just want to point out this lesson and thing we do in the black community where we say all skin folk and kin folk. Y'all voted for that man because he's white and you didn't want to see a black woman become the president. And now you see all skin folk ain't kin folk. I don't feel sorry for y'all at all.
Farmers who supported Trump are now going on TV doing news segments, crying, saying they're emotionally distraught because ICE has taken up to 1/3 of their workforce.
It's financially as well as emotionally. It takes a toll.
Vincent, you voted for Donald Trump?
Yes, I did.
He thought the Trump administration was going to focus solely on deporting criminals. It seems immigration officials, he says, are just trying to meet quotas now.
These same farmers were seen last week praying in Oklahoma at a town hall because they said they can't depend on Trump because Trump is not doing what he said he was going to do. He's not taking care of the average everyday American. Trump is doing exactly what he said he was going to do. Your racist eyes and your mind forgot that you were still poor and struggling. So you voted for a billionaire who all he cares about are his oligarch friends. And now you're seeing the ramifications of your actions. So now you want to pray. Now you want to talk to the news. You didn't care when you went out and voted for the very thing that is happening to you right now. So I say, kick rocks. I hope you don't enjoy your Saturday. Bye.
But some folks who aren't feeling Trump's optimism right now are American farmers, and they are stuck in the middle of all of this.
Frank, who did you vote for president?
Mr. Trump.
Right?
Trump.
Mr. Trump. If the election were today, Frank, would you vote for Donald Trump?
No way. Couldn't happen.
No.
You voted for President Trump. So now, in this moment, you say you're in a free fall. What is your message to him?
So I'm off the Trump train. Where I'm going for now is I got to protect my business.
Island, a wheat farmer who says he's lost $400,000 since Trump took office.
I think there was a lot of people who voted for him that want to stay loyal to him, but it's going to get to the point where financially, if it's between supporting the president or losing your family farm.
You voted for the president?
Yes, I did.
And do you support these policies which might be hurting farmers like you?
Right now, we're the ones that are taking the hit.
I think he's sort of backstabbing the main people who got him into office in the Midwest, and he just left us down.
because of the trade and the tariffs, a lot of our customers have said, the heck with the United States, we're not buying your commodities anymore. So things like hard red winter wheat are at an all-time low.
Look closely at what's happening across America's farmlands right now. The very people who feed the nation, our farmers, are living through one of the hardest times they can remember. Many of them once stood proudly behind Donald Trump. They voted for him, trusted his promises, and believed he'd protect them. But today, those same farmers are watching their businesses collapse. Because of Trump's trade wars and tariffs, countries that once relied on American crops are saying, forget the U.S., we'll buy somewhere else. Prices for crops like hard red winter wheat have hit rock bottom. It started when China, once America's #1 buyer, stopped purchasing soybeans altogether. For years, China bought tens of millions of tons, keeping farms alive. But when tariffs shot up, some as high as 145%, Beijing fired back, cutting off U.S. agricultural imports completely. Now, across the Midwest, you'll find silos filled with soybeans that nobody wants to buy. Prices keep dropping, and every extra bushel harvested just adds to the pile of crops with nowhere to go.
Really, it's not making sense to me. I don't know if it is making sense to you guys, but to me, it's not making sense to me. And if you can help me, make it make sense to me, because I'm like, how could you go out to give loan to another country and the farmers have been able to capitalize on that, and they are now supplying the same soybeans that your farmers wanted to supply? They are praying, they are begging you as the president to cut off the tariffs so that they can at least go back to supplying of China their product. Even that alone is good for them. That alone is good for them. They will be able to bounce back and sell and make profit. You didn't cut off the tariffs. You didn't give them bailout. Maybe he's going to do that tomorrow. But as of now, he hasn't done that. But what he has been able to do is to give $20 billion to Argentina. Who does that? Your people at home are suffering. They are crying. I mean, a lot of farmers have given up. They're like, they're going to start another business. Some have sold their farmland. They've gone bankrupt. Some sold their land, sold their property to pay their bills, their loan. And here you have the president giving $20 billion to Argentina. I think they say charity begins at home, right? Is that not the adage? Charity begins at home. But with America, it does not begin at home. It begins outside. And now, all the farmers, you know why all the farmers are not buoyant? They're not bold enough to speak, because they were told, they were warned. But they said, no, we want to vote for Trump. To be sincere, they voted for Trump because they felt it is better for them to do that than to vote for Kamala. Forgetting that it is not about the person, it is about the party, the ideology of the party. Democrat will never, it wouldn't have sanctioned or taken away this funding from them. It wouldn't have. Democrat as a party wouldn't have done that. Rather, even tax guys increasing the tax and increasing tariffs from China wouldn't have happened at all. Then the funding for farmers, it wouldn't be touched. But those guys said no, they don't want that. They want to vote for Trump. And Trump said, I'm going to drive out illegal migrants. And those illegal migrants are farmers, workers that are helping them on the farmland to plant, to till, to cultivate, to harvest. They went ahead. They said, yes, we want to vote for him. We want to make America great. The farmers voted for Trump with a wide margin. And now, Trump is not even thinking about them. He does not have a thought for them. Now they regret it. But like, how did they get here? And some of them are saying, we voted for him 3 times. This is the 3rd time, blah, blah, blah. I think I saw a video sometimes ago. One of them was like, I'm still going to vote for him again. Sometimes one want to say that maybe they've been hypnotized, or maybe Maybe they are insane. Maybe they're not thinking straight. Farmers, white farmers, are complaining. They want bailout. But Trump was just speaking back and forth. He's not looking like he's going to give them any bailout, but rather he's giving money, funds to other countries' farmers. Guys, you brought this on yourself. Let me know what your take is, guys. As white farmers in America are crying because those states are red, we call it a red state. They are mostly white and they voted greatly for Donald Trump. Let me know what your view and your perceptions are concerning these guys. Let the conversation begin. And I'll be there to converse with everybody, and reply every chat. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share if you love this great content. And of course, don't forget, always live in peace, in harmony, and in love. Avoid trouble. Until I come your way again. Bye-bye.